Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm joined by Charlie Lamdin, who is the founder of BestAgent. Charlie, why should estate agents care about BestAgent? Talk to me.
Some will like it, some will not like it, some will be indifferent to it, but why should they care about it? Why every estate agent should care about BestAgent is because it is the first and only offering to agents that will give every single agent in a town or a postcode area an opportunity to introduce themselves to the vendor of every single property that comes to market through BestAgent, through the Find Your Agent service that we offer consumers on BestAgent. It's a property website, yes, where consumers can go and find a new home to buy or to rent. We list 100% of the publicly listed properties for sale and to let in the UK. And we will send applicant lead to any agent, whether they're registered with us or not, and they can choose to ignore them, or if they want to buy them, the price is in the lead and it's a click to buy. There's no subscription or sign up necessary. They can just wait until they get a lead they want and say, oh, that's a sales lead for £4. I'll buy that because I want to do a viewing on that property. So that's on the finding a home side. On the find your agent side, it's not about capturing leads, because in fact, we don't release the vendor's contact information to those agents until the vendor chooses which ones they want to invite round for evaluation. So we're offering the consumer a service where they can say, hey, I'm selling my house, without being mobbed by every agent in the town who now knows that they're coming to market. We ignore what kind of agent an agent is. If an agent's office location is within the 20 closest agents to that vendor's home, geographically to that home, they will get invited to introduce themselves by video. And that's a choice. They can either record a video message and send it, or they can have a live video call, like Zoom, but it's built into BestAgent, at a time that the vendor wants to. So if the vendor says, I'd like to chat to that agent gets a message instantly. They do need to register with us for that to happen, saying, there's a vendor who wants to talk to you now. You click with one click, even on a mobile device, they can be having a video call right there through BestAgent. So it's a bit like a virtual high street, where a vendor could get to walk in and actually meet in person the individual that they've been instructing. Because, brand A, B, C might have offices all over the country, but their branch managers are different in every branch. And if you're a vendor, what matters is not the colours above the door, but looking the person in the eye who says they're going to sell your house.
If someone wishes to view a property and they press a button, there is a small charge for that.
No.
If someone wants just to view a property.
If they want to view a property and they submit the viewing request to the agent, and that goes, by the way, as I'd like to view that property at that time, the agent can choose to decline it and there's no cost. If the agent chooses to accept that viewing and say, yes, I'll show you that property, then there's a cost per lead. And the cost of the lead relates to the price of the property, and is the same for all agents of any kind of size.
Okay. What you're saying is that with BestAgent, there is a facility for them to press a button and say, kind of what I would describe as an X factor of estate agents. You kind of are given an opportunity, either it live or recorded, to almost sing for your supper and say how wonderful you are. The live call sounds particularly interesting, because at this moment in time, you're not actually giving the address away, but then the estate agent could try and persuade to get that information out of the person.
So what we find is that most consumers, talking to any businesses, don't love to just freely give their contact information away until they've actually decided they'd like to progress things further with you. Of course, it's up to them if they do give that away on the call, and that's fine if that's what happens.
So let's just say I'm Mrs. Miggins, and I live on 4 Acacia Avenue, Golders Green. I press the button. The email goes out to the 20 nearest estate agents geographically to my property. The agent will then receive an email.
Correct.
And saying you can either, and if it's a live one, they can either bounce it off, or if it's a recorded one, give you a record. And can they just pick their phone up and go, or
yes.
Yeah.
They just have to allow the camera and the microphone permission. That's the only thing they have to do.
Okay, so
the
email could come through on their phone, press a button. Hi, my name's Chris Watkin from Chris Watkin Estate Agents. I'm brilliant. 45 seconds isn't that long, is it?
No, that's the recorded one. No, because if you're going to be getting 10 responses, you don't want them to be 3 minutes each.
So it is kind of like the X factor of estate agents, isn't it?
Yeah, I can see why you'd say that, yeah.
So why is it important that every single estate agent be given a level playing field?
That's an amazing question. If you're selling your house, and the price you're going to achieve for your house, and the time that you're going to sell it in, determines whether or not you can move into the next house, the next rung on the ladder of your life, then you don't just need to find an estate agent. You need to find the individual estate agent that's going to get you the best result in the shortest time. And if you don't find that agent, you may not get into your new house. So what I say is, your choice of agent as a seller will change your life. You choose agent A or do a sliding doors and change agent B, your life will literally do that. You'll be living somewhere else. You get a different price for the house. So the only way to be sure that you've considered all the options is to give all the agents an opportunity to introduce themselves. Because if you are selling and you don't know where to start, and especially first-time sellers don't know which agent to call first. Some agents think that they do, but they really don't. Then this is an easy way, without divulging your contact details until you're ready, to say, hello, local agents, all of you. I'm coming to the market. I'm inviting you to contact me for a pre-valuation conversation, face-to-face on video. So I can then decide who to invite for an valuation.
So what are you basically saying, that this portal stroke business generation tool that you call BestAgent is leveling the playing field for the one man and one woman band estate agent?
Even better than that, it's leveling the playing field for all the individual agents wherever they work to get the business they deserve. So if you are the branch manager of a big corporate and you're a really community-minded, caring professional, and as a human being you're better than some of the other local independents, you will rise. You will get more business because of who you are as a person, not because of your brand.
Also on the website, something called bestagent.me,
Yes.
which is where, and again, the way you described to me before we started this was, it's almost a Google review, but not on the agency, but on the agent.
Look how well individual ratings for every single trip or stay on Uber and Airbnb have done for the hosts and guests, the drivers and riders. Okay, it allows both people on both sides to build up a reputation.
Problem is when you move from one firm to another, you lose that.
Correct, currently, but this is the whole point. So bestagent.me allows each individual agent to create their own profile on BestAgent, which is used wherever they're working. But if they were to leave that agency and go somewhere else, they get to retain whatever the feedback scores they've had in that period of that one agency.
How are you going to get vendors to the website to click that button saying, give me, because that's the only way that you're going to get people's estate agents' attention, is when they've got leads in front of them.
That's definitely my biggest challenge, and that's why I don't want to waste any agent's time saying do anything with us before I've sent them a lead. Because all agents are bombarded daily by new offerings, and I want to respect their time. That's why we haven't bothered them. The whole process of getting all the listings up hasn't cost any agent a penny or any of their time. The listings are just there.
When the lead comes through, do they have to pay anything to send the video?
They don't even have to pay if they get invited for a valuation. They only pay if they get instructed. So getting the lead costs nothing. Responding to the lead, having the video call, costs nothing. Being invited to the valuation costs nothing. If they're instructed, that's the point at which they pay.
When they instruct, what will it cost them?
20 quid per £100,000 of asking price. So for our £250,000 property, 50 quid.
50 quid
for instruction.
For an instruction? It's not bad.
No one pays high subscription fees anymore. You only pay when you get value. That's our whole business model. We don't expect an estate agent to pay us for anything that they don't want.
But again, let's be honest, there's a lot of estate agency chains that pay their listers on listing, so you might as well pay you for it and actually get it.
When it comes to how do we get vendors to come to BestAgent, how do we get buyers and tenants to come to BestAgent and put their leads in?
Because that's the killer,
Yeah,
isn't it?
absolutely right, yeah. What do consumers care about? Do they care about people's marketing every day? Do they care about people that they know who are at the risk of homelessness? Yes, they do, deeply. And I think the British public, and in fact, I'm prepared to gamble my career that the British public cares about homelessness. And if there's a way that they know they can influence, bring it to an end, they'd like to. So instead of spending money on any marketing, we're going to take that money and use it to provide rent guarantees to people who are at risk of homelessness to help them get into the private rented sector. Now, that's not even spending money, that's risking money. Yes, If they default,
Your
I'll have to-
money?
Yes, my money.
But basically what you're going to do is you're going to use the emotional route, pluck up people's heartstrings, not estate agents, because let's be honest, probably an awful lot of estate agents, I'm making an assumption here, don't care about homelessness. I'm sure that a lot of
There
people
are a lot that do.
Okay, but you're planning to work on pluck the heartstrings of the UK homeowner population to say, here is a portal where that every house is listed on it, and also if you use this portal, you will be helping homeless people as well.
Exactly right.
And you are of the opinion that the press and local press will pick up on that.
It's more than an opinion. We know we've already had interest in it. So,
Because it can't be a flash in the pan.
No. This is a long-term marketing strategy. And as far as I'm concerned, money spent on marketing is money set fire up in smoke, gone. Whether it works for you or not, it's just gone.
So basically, it's going to be agents will help that you've got to become the best storyteller in Britain, constantly telling about the stories of how Best Agent has helped take people off the street, sofa surfing, and made a difference to their lives by telling stories, because that's the way you get inside humans' heads, is the power of story. And from that, they will be naturally attracted to Best Agent,
Hopefully.
all being well. And from then, again, agents haven't spent any money yet. That is when the vendors start hitting that, I want to sell my house. And that's how estate agents will get more leads. And then it will be a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Hopefully. That's exactly right.
Okay.
So there's no wastage anywhere there.
It's going to be hard work for you, isn't it?
It already is very, very hard work stuff. If I spend my career trying to do this but fail, I give it my best shot, and I'm okay with that. But I don't think it will.
Well, I tell you what I'd like to do is, why don't we actually bring in a real life estate agent for the last 5 minutes? You know him, and I know him, and most of the bloody world knows about him, because let's be honest, he's on bloody social media more than I am and you are put together. So we'll ask Murray Lee,
The godfather
of estate agency, to come in. So let's have a look at him. On you come, Murray.
Afternoon, gentlemen.
Afternoon, Murray.
Nice to meet you in the flesh.
It's a pleasure. The pleasure's all yours. Why have you become interested in Best Agent?
Well, he came to me a year or so ago when this first started coming out, and I like the concept. At that stage, I didn't know about the homeless thing, and I think that's added to it. I consider I'm the best agent in my area, and a lot of people that come to me do, but not everybody knows about me. My area is a little bit different to many, being quite a confined area, but there are plenty of agents fighting the cause, and if I can get my vision, my capabilities out there like this on video, I think they'd come to me every time. And when Charlie ran that bit by me, I was taken straight away.
Because, you're a proverbial one-man band estate agent. How do you feel when you're constantly being under pressure from the big boys in London?
When you have my time and experience in the business, I don't feel that pressure at all. I can't speak for other independents. I know a lot of them, and I know the way they work, and a lot of them work the way I do, which then complements Best Agent. We have some of the big names in our area. I'm not going to give them free advertising, but you know them as well as I do, and I don't see them as competition. And Best Agent will give other people like me the same opportunity to sell their wares, if you like, to the public.
But of course, the biggest issue you have as a one-man band is that you only have a certain amount of budget, and it's all about getting your name out there and creating a level playing field. Do you feel that Best Agent will give you that?
Definitely. You mentioned some of the portals before and the amount that they charge, and that's another conversation for another day. I can't afford to spend what some of the bigger guys spend, the £2,000 a month that you mentioned, for all the bells and whistles. Which
don't worry, the big ones, they're on much cheaper than that.
Yeah, we know that. Yes, yeah, we know that. But on paper, that's what the smaller guys like me have to spend, and I can take you across the road to one of my very local friendly competitors because I know that's what he's paying.
Yeah, a couple of grand a month.
Absolutely, for all the bells and whistles. It doesn't get him any more than the basic package that I have, as far as I'm aware, and I'm pretty sure I'm correct. This way, he'll have the advantage on a level playing field to sell his wares. I'm sorry to keep saying it like that, but that's what we're doing here to the public. You called it a virtual high street. As you know, I'm still a high street agent, and I like people to come through my doors. It's a way to get me through their doors.
Tell me what your message would be to any estate agent who received a Best Agent lead.
My message to any estate agent receiving a best agent lead is grab it with both hands and run. It's right on your desk. It's there in front of you. You don't have to pay for it until it becomes valuable to you, and if you know that it's got some tangible credibility. You can sell yourself to the person without having to go inside their home, which you still will need to do, but at least you've pitched yourself at that stage and they'll see who they're dealing with. And if you're good enough and you're confident enough, you should win at least the chance to get your foot through the door.
The most common piece of feedback from the vendor was, I've ended up meeting and inviting around an agent that I didn't even know existed.
Murray, thank you very much for your insight
You're
there.
welcome.
But do you mind if I just ask the final question to Charlie?
Not at all.
Charlie, what if Best Agent ends up working?
If Best Agent ends up working, it will totally dismantle the current power structure in the estate agency industry, which only serves a few very large companies and doesn't serve the consumer, which is proven by the fact that the house moving experience is no better now than it was 25 years ago.
Thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Chris.